All right, folks, welcome back. Let's get serious for a minute and talk about one of the absolute pillars of responsible hunting. We're talking about making clean, ethical harvests. And that mission starts long before you ever get in the stand. It starts with a fundamental respect for the animal, and that means choosing the right tool for the job. Specifically, the right caliber. Look, we all love sending rounds downrange, but when it comes to taking game, not all cartridges are created equal. Some are just plain wrong for the task. So today, we're covering the 5 worst hunting calibers out there. These are the rounds that are dangerously underpowered, completely impractical, or just plain irresponsible to take into the field. This is about ethics, and it's about making sure you don't wound an animal. Let's get into it. Number 5. The .22 long rifle. Coming in at number 5 is a round every single one of us has a brick of. The .22 long rifle. This is the king of the plinking range. It's fantastic for training new shooters, and it'll handle squirrels, rabbits, and other very small game just fine. But the second you try to step up from there, you are in a bad spot. We all know why it's tempting. It's cheap, there is zero recoil, and it's quiet. But those same features make it a terrible choice for anything larger than a raccoon. You're launching a tiny 40-grain bullet at maybe 1,200 feet per second. You're looking at, on a good day, maybe 150 foot-pounds of energy. That is just not enough juice to reliably and humanely take medium game. If you're thinking about taking a deer or a hog with a .22 long rifle, just don't. You have almost no margin for error. The penetration is dismal. You risk the bullet failing to even reach the vital organs, which leads to a wounded animal that runs off and dies a slow, agonizing death. That is not hunting. There's a reason most states flat out ban the .22 long rifle for big game. It lacks the terminal performance. It gets knocked around by the slightest breeze. And yeah, you'll always hear that one story about some old-timer who could pop deer in the head at 50 yards. That's not a hunting plan. That's a reckless gamble. When you're out in the woods, conditions are never perfect. Leave the .22 long rifle for the tin cans. Number 4. The .25 ACP next up is a round that honestly has no business being discussed for hunting at all. The .25 ACP. This was a cartridge designed over 100 years ago for tiny, deep concealment vest pocket pistols. It's a mouse gun round, period. In the hunting world, it is completely, and I mean completely, useless. We're talking about anemic ballistics. You're getting maybe 800 feet per second, with a pathetic 60 or 70 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That is less energy than most high-velocity .22 long rifle rounds. There is zero ethical application for this. Penetration is non-existent. Terminal performance is a joke. You would be irresponsible to even use this on a coyote or a fox. And here's the real kicker. Most of what you can find for it is full metal jacket ammo. FMJ ammo is designed to not expand. It'll just pencil right through, causing minimal tissue damage, assuming it even gets deep enough to matter. It's also expensive and harder to find than actual, capable small-game rounds like the .22 WMR or the 17 HMR. The .25 ACP is a historical footnote for collectors. It is not a hunting tool. Number 3. The .223 Remington. Now, this one is probably going to start some arguments in the comments. Number 3 is the .223 Remington. Let's be crystal clear. The .223 is a fantastic cartridge. For varmints, coyotes, prairie dogs, foxes, it is an absolute laser. And obviously, it's America's cartridge in the AR platform. But the problem starts when hunters try to stretch the .223 into a role it was never designed for. Specifically, medium to large game like deer. Yes, it has high velocity. 3,200 feet per second is common. And it's got around 1,200 to 1,300 foot-pounds of energy. On paper, that looks okay. But the problem is bullet weight and construction. Your standard 55-grain or 62-grain FMJ or varmint tip bullet is not a deer bullet. It's designed to fragment violently on impact with a small animal. You hit a deer's shoulder with that, and you're going to get a shallow, nasty wound, not the deep penetration you need to hit the vitals. Now, can it be done? Yes. With specialized, heavy-for-caliber bonded bullets. Think 77-grain soft points, and perfect shot placement, it can work. But ethical hunting is not about what can work. It's about having a sufficient margin for error. Hunting in the real world involves wind, adrenaline, moving animals, and brush. That lightweight bullet deflects easily and loses energy fast. You're far better off with a dedicated deer cartridge, a 243, a 6.5 Creedmoor, a 308, something that gives you the authority to guarantee a clean kill, even if the shot isn't operating room perfect. Legality does not equal ethics. Number 2. The .30 Carbine landing at our number 2 spot is a round steeped in history. The .30 Carbine. This is the round that fed the M1 Carbine all through World War II and Korea. It's a fantastic piece of history, and the M1 is a blast to shoot. But as a hunting cartridge, it just does not make the grade. You have to remember what it was designed for. It was meant to replace a pistol for soldiers who weren't on the front lines. Ballistically, it's really just a supercharged pistol round. You're getting about 1,900 feet per second and maybe 900 foot-pounds of energy. That is well below the 1,000 foot-pound minimum that most experts agree is the ethical floor for deer. On top of that, ammo selection is a huge problem. For decades, most of it was just military surplus full metal jacket. That's the worst possible choice for hunting. Even the modern soft point loads just don't have the sectional density or the mass to drive deep and create a reliable wound channel on a medium-sized game animal. You're getting pistol-level performance, and that's just not enough. If you're taking a .30 Carbine into the deer woods, you're doing it for nostalgia, not for performance. Number 1. The 50 BMG, and topping our list. The undisputed champion of "What were you thinking?" The 50 BMG. Yes, the Browning machine gun round. This is a cartridge designed for one purpose: to destroy equipment. It's an anti-material round built to punch through engine blocks and light armor. As a hunting round, it is a dangerous absurdity. Let's just look at the numbers. You're pushing a massive bullet at over 2,800 feet per second, with 13,000 or more foot-pounds of energy. That's not just overkill. That is a different category of physics. You are not harvesting an animal. You are deleting it. The meat damage would be catastrophic, rendering huge portions of the animal completely unusable. The rifles themselves often weigh 25 to 35 pounds, making them totally impractical to carry. And the recoil is, well, it's a 50. But the biggest issue here is public safety. That round is dangerous for miles. A miss, or even a pass-through, doesn't just stop. It continues on with lethal energy for an incredible distance. It's a massive liability. This isn't a hunting tool. It's a piece of artillery. Unless your prey is a rogue T-72 tank, leave the 50 BMG at home. So there you have it. 5 of the worst calibers to ever take into the field. From the anemic 25 ACP to the absurd 50 BMG, all of these fail the primary test of an ethical hunter. They do not guarantee a clean, humane, and respectful harvest. Our job as hunters is to be responsible, to know our tools, and to respect the game. That means choosing a caliber that is up to the task every single time. What do you think? What's the most ridiculous caliber you've ever seen someone try to hunt with? Drop that story in the comments below. And if you found this information useful, do us a favor. Hit that like button. Click subscribe for more practical firearms and hunting content. And ring that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Till next time, stay sharp, hunt ethically, and we'll see you on the range.